We have a great show for you today. Honorable President Joseph Biden says there's not enough biracial couples in television commercials.
You turn on it. No, I'm serious.
All right, there's something to that. Yeah.
No, but I'm serious. You turn on the TV, look at the ads. When's the last time you saw biracial couples on TV? When's the last time you saw the way, people are selling products. They do ads to sell products. And they sell products when they appeal to people. This generation is going to change everything. We just got to make sure we don't give up. There's an ability for us to do everything from increase the access to education, healthcare. Look what we did in healthcare.
I'm going to show you my response and comedy video I made off that in a second. And the second topic we're going to talk about today is beloved professor and clinical psychologist Jordan Peterson, fresh off his essentially trying to flee from Canada over their psychotic totalitarianism and COVID restrictions, once again getting duped like a little child, tweeting out, "Wouldn't you like to see a major politician speak like this? McConaughey nails it." So let me get this straight. Jordan Peterson cries about the tyranny of Canada, comes to America, appreciates the freedom of Tennessee, then falls for essentially anti-Second Amendment propaganda when his far-left country is taking handguns away. This type of nonsense needs to be called out, and I have no problem doing it despite liking Jordan Peterson for other things. And here's my response to Joe Biden saying there's not enough biracial couples on television.
To that, yeah.
No, but I'm serious. You turn on the TV, look at the ads. When's the last time you saw biracial couples on TV? When's the last time you saw the way, people are selling products. They do ads to sell products. And they sell products when they appeal to people. This generation is going to change everything. We just got to make sure we don't give up.
Come on, Biden, stop lying. We all see it. The last time I saw an all-white family was a Full House commercial. Every commercial got like a black wife, a white husband, the kids are Mexican. There's an Asian lady standing in the corner just to meet a diversity quota. It's like, get over yourself. I'm just trying to buy a kitchen sponge. Every corrupt corporation out here acting like the Rainbow Rosa Parks at every opportunity. But maybe they don't air those at 7:30 when you pass out watching Wheel of Fortune. I think it's time to change your diaper. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Rap game Rosa Parks. I wrote a little rap song for Joe Biden and the world, because I thought it was funny. Like these corporations, they're like Rainbow Rosa Parks. I said, rap game Rainbow Rosa Parks. I see y'all glow in the dark. My flow is a spark. Sleepy Joe drops loads in his parts. By parts, I mean diaper. Only a viper would get hyper. Okay, that's just a sample. I know I'm not trying to fuse news and rap, but if you're interested, Anomaly on Spotify, etc. Jokes aside, he's on television and he's like, there's no biracial people on TV. And I posted that on my Instagram, right? And we have this intersectional movement growing on my Dreamer Instagram where we have all different ethnicities just laughing hysterically at the lies of Joe Biden and talking common sense, human nature stuff. I had black actors in the comments being like, I've been booked like 10 times in the last 5 years. Everything is like, diversity. It's so fake. It's not like, oh yeah, this is like a natural friend environment or family environment. It's like, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, and I'm a Jew, and I'm a Mexican, and I'm a Filipino, and I'm white, and I'm black, and our kids are Mexican, and here's why you should take this pharmacy product. This pharmacy product is intersectionality grade. Sorry, the side effects are, bleeding liver, lung capacity damage, blah, 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 blah. But if you ever say that there are side effects, you'll, as conspiracy theorists, it's like every commercial is literally like biracial now. So it's just like laughable, that he can just sit on television and be like, I don't see it. It's like, really? Is it because you're watching Price is Right and you just pass out and shit your pants and, you wake up to, I don't know. It's just so ridiculous. So I could make jokes about it for a while, and I might do that because it is pretty funny. It's like, I'm a Latinx, gay, tranny, pirate, and I'm a, straight, black, independent, thoughtful woman. And my name is Jesus, and I just got casted because they needed a Hispanic. And it's like, and here's why we think the new pharmacy, the new gay pharmacy product for Pride Month, put a rainbow flag on Bextra. It's like, like that's the level of intersectionality they're doing. They're like, every race, religion, gender, and sexuality can come together as long as you're willing to bomb Libya into literal slavery and not pay attention to it. It's like, cool. Really cool story you guys are building there in the media. Let's drop rainbow bombs in Yemen and, call it a conspiracy theory, whatever. before I move on to the next topic of Jordan Peterson, I just want to say why, if you listen to the beginning of that, Joe Biden's like, we need more biracial people on television. Like there aren't any at all, which is obviously a lie. And then he's trying to say like, healthcare change. Like he's like ramping up the AOC types, like, hoorah, we're going to change the world. And it's like, what's the true agenda behind that? And there's no hate in my heart. You go to my page, people of all ethnic groups like me. They listen to me because I'm honest, I'm real. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't lie to them. I'm not pandering. Like if I talk to somebody, I talk to them like a human. I'm not like, oh, you're a black man and I'm a white man. Wow, I like Kendrick Lamar. So should we hang out at the barbecue? Like, people don't actually like that stuff. So all these little loser dweeby journalists who are like, I'm so not racist, I have a Sean King sticker on my forehead. Hey guys, hey, I just got done with my yoga session. I live in Brooklyn. That's how not racist I am. Jay-Z, huh? What a good rapper, yeah? And it's like, dude, nobody likes that. So it just annoys me when these journalists, it's like these like disheveled journalists with 7,000 cats. They're just like, they can't even leave their room because there's so many cats. There's more space than air. And they're like, here's why making a joke about biracial couples is a racist offense. It's like, bro, you don't actually know black people. You play like Metaverse with Mark Zuckerberg and you have like a black avatar, so you think you're Malcolm X. Get over yourself, okay? But keep my name out of your stupid mouths, okay? Unless you have something interesting to add to the conversation or you're right, which you never. I just want to preface it with that because they'll be like, it's a racist white conspiracy theory to suggest that math is math, science is science, and diversity is our strength. It's like, shut up, get a lot. Washington Post now, sorry to go on a tangent, but it's interesting. Washington Post is having like an internal battle because like one of their probably not straight white men, but maybe straight white men. I don't know what he is. Maybe he's Jewish or something, or maybe he's gay. I don't know. Whatever. A guy at Washington Post, he's an intersectional spaceship from, the planet Pluto sent to spread love and good journalism, whatever. He tweeted a joke like every woman is biracial or bisexual, which is, I'm sorry, I already messed up the joke. Sorry. It's every woman is either bisexual or bipolar, which is actually really funny. I think he just retweeted that joke. It's pretty funny. Every woman is bipolar. No, I'm just kidding. But jokes aside, he just tweeted a joke and then they I don't know if they suspended him. Now, like day 7 of like internal conflicts at the Washington Post, Oliver Darcy's reporting on it. Like it's this big drama and it's like, it's just so crazy. Imagine being like a person in Washington Post making a joke and having to live a lie. Folks, these people are miserable. This is why you shouldn't be so hateful towards them, even if they're hateful towards you. They're not living this great life. They're not living this life of elites. They have to wear a mask everywhere they go. If they make a joke, they get yelled at by psychotic women, and you're not allowed to say they're psychotic. Not all women are psychotic, but the amount of psychotic women in left-wing journalism is a Venn diagram they don't want you to talk about. It's like these people are miserable. Imagine not getting to do what I do. These people are jealous of me. That's probably why they're like, oh my God, enough. Yeah, I do what you can't do. I'm honest. I'm hilarious. I get to say whatever I want because it's real. You can't even make a funny joke on Twitter and it's like a civil war at your own freaking newspaper. You guys are such like phonies. But back to what I was getting to, now that I've cleared that up, why is Joe Biden so interested in like biraciality and all this stuff? And like, I found something fascinating, nothing racist about this, nothing hateful, but in general, if you look statistically, like what is the gender that it seems like society's turning against? It's nice to be nice to women. It's nice to give women things, of course, and be respectful, but you see this anti-man situation going on. I'm not playing the victim. It hasn't affected my life at all. I'm not boo-hoo-hoo. I'm a man. I need help. I'm fine. Life is good. God is great. I take on every hurdle and I'm grateful for it because it makes me stronger. But you can tell in the media, you have all this like believe all women unless they're conservative, like men are bad, blah, blah, blah. You have this anti-man propaganda everywhere. Once again, not playing the victim, just observing. And then a lot of, anti-white stuff, in my opinion, where I'm not playing the victim. I'm not crying. I don't want a job in Hollywood. I don't want to be, diverse character number 15 in a Brillo commercial. I don't want that lifestyle. So I'm not buying what they're selling, so it doesn't affect me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a victim. I'm just saying you see it. And when you put these things together, it's not a far-right conspiracy theory to suggest that statistically, what gender votes more Republican? Men. Which gender votes more Democrat? Women. You know, college educated, the more college educated you get, I guess the more pseudo intellectual you get, and then you go vote for Democrats. So it's like, you know, there's a reason for some of this propaganda. Many reasons. There's a lot of hate in people's heart. The same people that call everybody racist and say, oh, you're racist if you don't like what I'm saying, they're the ones with the racial hate in their heart. The word racist at this point almost doesn't mean anything because they say everything's racist. But in general, you know, what I would consider evil, outside of all this like fake vocabulary they use, it's evil, in my opinion, to viciously hate an entire ethnic group of people and give no sort of, you know, like judging a content of character. I think that's evil. I think you're allowed to want your own thing and you don't have to be every culture all the time. However, I do think it's evil to just viciously hate entire groups of people. But the weird part is the people who do that the most are, with power, are left-wing media. They viciously hate groups of people based on gender, based on race, and they're the ones saying everything else is racist. But I find it fascinating that the race and the gender that they seem to have the most like ancestral hate for the most, I meant to say ancestral, but I messed that up. But you get what I'm saying, is the two groups of people who don't vote for them. So I don't think that's a conspiracy theory. I think they're 1,000% aware of who's voting for them and who's not, and how to, you know, manipulate society to gain more power and control. That's just the reality. And one other thing, just a, you know, random observation that I find fascinating outside of this, just being honest, you know, a lot of people think this stuff, but they don't say it. It's just real. If you're like white and Asian, like half Asian, half white, most half Asian, half white people say, I'm half Asian, I'm half white. You know what I'm saying? If you're like, I'm part Hispanic, but I'm mostly white. I'll say that. I'm mostly white, part Hispanic. I'm Hispanic enough to get invited to the White House for being Hispanic, but also I'm white enough to go to a Garth Brooks concert. You know what I'm saying? Jokes aside, it's like, I'm just honest about what I am. When you're half black and half white, very few, if any, black and white people say I'm white. You know, Colin Kaepernick, half white, raised by white people, black power. It's like, it's just fascinating with those two mixtures of races that everybody just throws their white ethnicity out the window and acts like they don't even have it. It's the only really mix. You don't find like half Hispanic, half white people that just say like, I'm all Hispanic or I'm a Mex. It's like, no, I'm mixed. I'm bi, you know, but only you could be black and Asian, and most black and Asian people would just be like, yeah, I'm black. You know, so black has become not just an ethnic group, but a brand, right? It's become a brand and a culture in America. And here's what I'm saying, because real black culture is epic and amazing and beautiful, but the reason that the media and Democrats like black so much, and they're talking Black Lives Matter, black this, because they've branded it in a way that it's taking you even away from your actual ethnic roots, and they control that brand. And as long as they control that brand, they have a lot of power. So I believe that's why they're interested in it. God bless everybody. And they can do this to any ethnic group, any gender at any time. So just be, you know, on your P's and Q's, be on your toes, and just, you know, observe what's going on and don't just fall for the trap. Second story I want to talk about is Jordan Peterson. Super, super nice guy. I would say he's probably one of the best, if not the best, debaters in the world when it comes to debating psycho-feminists. He does a fantastic job. Jordan Peterson is really good at explaining the difference between opportunity, I forget what it's called, outcome versus like, I can't even think of it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Everybody, equal opportunity versus equal outcome. You could have equal opportunity to thrive, but not everybody's going to get the same outcome, right? So he's brilliant at explaining this, but in other things, he's like super dumb, naive, foolish, weak. And this is the time where he really crossed the threshold, and I have to call him out. The reason is because Matthew McConaughey gave a speech, right? Really emotional speech. In my opinion, I'm going to play a clip from her in a second. I'm somebody that, you know, I'm very sad when bad things happen. Obviously, I think there are people on the left who are really great speakers. I found this to be a very fake, inauthentic speech and really kind of almost offensive because he's talking about people and kids dying, which is super sad. And to me, it looked like a big joke slash like, you know, acting gig for him. Take a look at how this started. I just want to show you. I'm not trying to be rude because it's no joke when kids die. I'm actually almost I'm not going to say offended like it's, but I'm almost offended that he did a speech like this because it seems so fake in my opinion. But let's watch the very first 15 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Camilla. to make the loss of these lives matter.
So he's smiling while he says to make the loss of these lives matter. He's literally smiling. He goes, what is he doing? Selling me a car? Oh, this Toyota Corolla, this will last you 15,000 miles. You fast forward through the speech. He's like, he has a nice Southern accent, but then he's like, American values, patriot values. And I'm like, bro, I listen to you speak for 10 minutes. You don't have that thick of an accent. Like, the dude is a total fraud, in my opinion. And, he's pushing, more importantly than the emotion and the fake acting that he's doing in the speech, on a real sick topic, which is why he shouldn't do it. He's pushing an agenda. He says red flag laws should be implemented. We should change the age. And this is why I'm calling Jordan Peterson out, because everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I'm not trying to agree with anybody, but I really get annoyed, I would say. I'm not going to say I'm angry or upset because I'm not getting emotional, but I'm annoyed, and I'm a strong American, where you got so many people, right? Jordan Peterson, let's talk about his life. He's really essentially trying to flee Canada, right? First of all, he got 2 vaccines, and, he said he got duped because now he's still being controlled in Canada, and he was crying in Canada saying, oh man, I got these vaccines to be free and I'm still not free. You tricked me, Justin Trudeau. Oh no, I'm never doing another one again. So it's like he got duped during COVID. He was nowhere to be found. It's not like he was like a top 100 voice during COVID when humanity needed him, nowhere to be found. Pops up, gets the vaccines, cries about it, says he got duped, constantly getting fooled by left-wingers in Canada, comes to Tennessee, looks at Nashville, says, wow, this is so great. And just a couple months later is pushing for gun control in America while he's fleeing a country that's collecting handguns. It's like, bro, wake up. What's up with these college-educated pseudo-intellectuals? You know what I'm saying? They're like the dumbest people in our country. Like, is it ego? I don't understand. And it's like, I'll give you a pass on other stuff, but not this, bro. If you're going to flee Canada, come to America, the least you could do is not take your crappy far-left culture to America. Oh, that was a great speech. Then go hang out with Justin Trudeau. If you think that was a great speech, Jordan Peterson, then go to Toronto and hang out with Doug Ford, the right-wing conservative politician who sounds further left than Democrats. Yeah, go back to Canada. People say, well, anomaly, Jordan Peterson's such a super smart guy. Awesome. He could be super smart from Canada. I hope he Zoom calls and, does amazing podcasts from Canada. Stay in Canada, Jordan Peterson, if you want to collect guns. Stay in Canada, Jordan Peterson, if you believe in red flag laws. Stay in Canada, Jordan Peterson, and, broadcast your brilliant thoughts about feminism and, opportunity of outcome on YouTube, okay? But we don't need people in America, especially massive influencers that have tens of millions of people looking up to them, talking about red flag laws and falling for every single trap over and over and over and over again. It's getting old, in my opinion, okay? First red flag, and I never said anything because I'm trying to be respectful. Everybody makes mistakes. This country and the world has a huge drug problem, and I'm sympathetic to it because drugs are no joke, and the pharmacy industry is super evil, in my opinion, and they're over-prescribing things. So, let's walk it back. He's great in his speeches. He stood up against the gender stuff in Canada, and it's amazing. I give Jordan Peterson credit. I've shared his videos. I've praised him. I've shown him a lot of love. Okay. So he's a clinical psychologist who goes on like a multi-year pill binge that almost kills himself, and then comes out and says, oh, I didn't even know that pharmacy products were like this bad. And it's like, so how were you a clinical psychologist for 10 or 20 years? How many kids did you tell to do that type of stuff as a trusted psychologist, clinical, I would say like mentor, and you didn't even know that? So you've done this job for decades and you had a blind spot for big pharma? I mean, mental illness, like people having issues in big pharma, I can't think of a bigger thing. That's like saying, I like to go to the forest, but I didn't know that much about trees. Then you must not really be an expert in your field, bro. In my opinion, it's like, it's not a small issue. It's like, I would say one of the biggest issues for children that need help is pharma pills. That's you can't really do your job properly without that. Okay, so he has this huge thing, and then he comes back and says, oh, Kavanaugh should just resign. He basically said Kavanaugh should give in to left-wing tyranny because this is when he was about to get confirmed. That was Jordan Peterson's suggestion. Kavanaugh should just, give it up. It's like, bro, if you want to give it up when it comes to Kavanaugh, Stay in Canada. You have a lot of people who agree with you. You have a right wing that's really a left wing that's a far left wing, and you have nothing. That's why they're collecting handguns. So if you think that everybody should just give up and be pathetic and lame and, just give in to left wing tyranny and protests and threats, stay in Canada, okay? You never learn your lesson, okay? During COVID, he's nowhere to be found. He pops up, gets double vaccinated. Cool, I don't care. I'm not judging him. And then he starts crying on Twitter saying, oh my gosh, I got tricked. I thought I was going to get my freedom back because I listened like a good boy. And it's like, no, Jordan, you got fooled again. You're in your 50s or 60s and you act like you're 10 years old. It's getting annoying. You're great at speaking. You're great at podcasts. You're fascinating to listen to on certain topics, but you have apparently the spine and intellect of like a 12-year-old when it comes to the world's biggest issues at the crunch time for humanity. And now it's getting to the point 2 years after lockdowns, Jordan Peterson, 2 years after human quarantines, Jordan Peterson, less than 2 years for COVID restrictions, Jordan Peterson, all of this government overreach all over the world, Jordan Peterson, and you're falling for a Matthew McConaughey, in my opinion, not even a B- speech about gun control and red flag laws. Stay in Canada, Jordan Peterson. I'm tired of you being a weak, pathetic little child when it comes to the most important issues. And if you got issues and you got problems and you want to just, cave to the government, stay in Canada and do it, bro. Everybody likes your YouTube channel. You could live stream from there. I'm not trying to silence you, but the just absolute patheticness of fleeing to America, telling us that our Supreme Court justice should give in to bullying, oh my God, I got fooled by the vaccine. And then now he's on the wrong side of red flag laws at the most important time in history after government lockdowns. I don't consider him an ally. I consider him a weak, pathetic, lost old man who acts like a child. And I'm sorry, bro. I'm not trying to be rude. Heal yourself, get right. But the last thing we need is that in America. And I find it just very disrespectful for people to flee from another corrupt country to the United States of America and then try to turn us into that country. You're fleeing because of the totalitarianism and you're supporting totalitarianism. Go the hell back to Canada, bro. And you could talk about it with, Scott Adams or something. It's like these pseudo-intellectuals that are so right about all these topics, but when the crunch time for humanity comes around, they're just wrong on every topic. Cool story, write a book about it. But, the last thing we need in America is people that flee other countries for their psychotic government overreach, and then they come here and promote the psychotic government overreach. It's just ridiculous. And I'm sorry, I have zero tolerance for it. I'm 32 years old, dude. You're 2 times as old as me. I don't need to baby you, and you don't need to baby me. Second Amendment, learn about it, dude. Red flag laws after quarantines and lockdowns, learn about it, dude. Clearly you've learned nothing. You just get fooled over and over and over. You're like Charlie Brown with the football and act like a 12-year-old when people need you. Sorry, that's how I feel. God bless you guys. God bless your family. God bless America. God bless the world. Someone said no one is perfect, Jordan Peterson included. I don't want him to be perfect, but if he's going to support red flag laws and Kavanaugh backing down to tyranny and, I listen to the government all the time, stay in Canada and live stream your imperfection. Don't bring it to America. It's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but I'm not asking him to be perfect. I'm not trying to pry into his personal life. This is his public, professional, life/opinions that he broadcasts on Twitter that are garbage. You just left Canada, bro. And I call out even my friends sometimes. God bless them, but it's like they come to Canada, they go to New York, they go to Florida, they don't care. Left wing, right wing, doesn't really matter. Yeah, no, they're two wings of the same birds. The right wing is foolish, but if this country was all Democrat, we'd be like Canada. They'd be collecting handguns, and we'd probably still have COVID restrictions too. We wouldn't be able to travel. I mean, in my opinion, that's like human enslavement. You can't travel if you don't get a freaking Pfizer vaccine. People are getting enslaved, and human rights abuses are worse than ever. This is not the time for a bunch of, Terrences to come from Canada and just use America for our freedom and liberty and opportunity and be too weak and pathetic to call the truth and a spade in this country. It's like, this is why this country's failing. And I'm sorry, but Canada, I watched the debates. The left wing is far left, the progressives are further left, and the right wing is like a left wing party. They don't have any opposition because it's a bunch of Jordan Petersons running around who do nothing. That's how you get Canada, with a bunch of Jordan Petersons just saying stuff that's nice, but when push comes to shove, they have nothing interesting or intelligent or strong to say about preserving human freedoms. Sorry, this is called Americana energy, excuse me. Americana energy, right? Peace, love, positivity. We keep it peaceful, faithful. But First Amendment, learn about it. Second Amendment, learn about it. Slippery slope, learn about it. Giving in to the demands of the psycho left. Yeah, that's a great idea. Just give up, Kavanaugh. It's like, no, dude, that's the worst thing to do. That's why Canada is the way it is. That's why Australia is the way it is. People are nice. I like nice people. I'm nice too, but there's a difference between being nice and weak, right? Being nice is saying, hey, that's my friend. I'm going to help him out because I trust him. Being weak is saying, hey, I'm going to unlock all my doors and windows at night, even though I live in an unsafe neighborhood, and allow homeless people to shit on my carpet. That's the difference between nice and weak. We don't need weak. It's not nice to be weak. So the last thing this country needs right now is more weakness and like a subversion of the Conservative Party to turn them any more liberal. I'm going to read a few comments, and then I'm going to keep this one pretty brief. Someone said, people don't understand the government works for us. They don't tell us what we can do. Well, they kind of do, but yeah, on both, they're supposed to work for us. But in America, it's just First Amendment, Second Amendment, simple stuff. Learn about it, right? They work for us, but they also make laws. But at the same time, it's like, it's only 2 years after they shut down beaches, shut down parks, restricted travel, quarantined people, quarantined healthy people. It was only 2 years ago. It's not like these stories of Hitler and Stalin and Mao Zedong that people don't realize. Like, I had a little sympathy for people before. It's like, yeah, in your lifetime, you never experienced something so cold. And I'm not saying it was that bad, but at the same time, when it comes to government abuses in my lifetime, I mean, the lockdown of individuals is psychotic. It's like turning the whole country into a concentration camp, but a non-murderous one. One where you can only do what they say. I'm not saying it was as bad as events from the past, but it's like this wasn't 80 years ago. This wasn't, Japanese internment camps. This was like literally a month ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. And you want to come to this country and fall for a gun control speech? Get out, bro. I'm not ICE, but if I was, you're out, in my opinion. That's semi a joke, but it's just like, dude, I have no tolerance for that stuff. It's like if I go to France, imagine if I left America because there were too many guns and too much gun violence and, too much like conservatism. And then I go over to France and try to make it more conservative and put guns in everybody's hand. It's like, just be accurate. If I leave this country to go to another country, I'm not going to turn that country into this country, right? It's like I would have enough respect for that country. I'm going to go to Singapore and it's super clean and safe and stuff. I'm not going to make them legalize all the drugs because I want to do drugs. It's like, that's selfish. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm an emotional baby. It's like, no, I'm going to Singapore, I'm going to Dubai, and I'm going to follow the rules of Dubai. I'll vote if I want, but at the same time, I'm not going to use my public influence to turn Dubai into America if I left America to go to Dubai. It's the most simple, respectful thing. I go to Italy, you got to follow the rules and, not turn the country that you just left and, turn the country you're in into the one you just left. No tolerance for that stuff, especially not in the crunch time for humanity. It's like, if you don't get it at this point, you're never going to get it. Someone said they do that to states too. Let me see. Someone said, I can't go on a cruise with my family because I refuse to get the shot. Yeah, J-Spot, same with me, bro. I call up Royal Caribbean. Hey, I was supposed to have free cruises. I'm like, hey, can I, what's going on? Oh, what, you don't have the vaccine? No. What does that mean? Oh, you can't come on the boat. So I have 2 or 3 free cruises that I'm never going to get. Just thousands of dollars going down the toilet. Why? Because I'm not healthy? No. Because I'm not sick? No. Because I'm going to hurt other people? No, I'm a great person on a cruise. I'm a blast. I sing karaoke. Everybody likes me. Not everybody, but hopefully a lot of people. But now I can't go on because I'm like this subhuman person according to, society, because I'm not bowing down to the biggest lobbyist in Washington. And while I'm getting things off my chest, here's another thing that really annoys me. People that get both shots of the vaccine, I don't care what you do, okay? But you get 2 shots, and this is like my pet peeve. They look at me and say, oh, it's not that bad. I'm like, how many things have you done because you were vaccinated? You went to that show because you had a vaccine. You got to leave the country and come back without a test because you got the vaccine. You got to leave Canada because you got the vaccine. I know people stuck in Canada and they can't fly because they didn't get the vaccine. I can't go on a cruise. I can't go to the Comedy Store in New York because I didn't get a vaccine. So the least you could do, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to treat you like a little child if you treat me like that and be like, oh, it's not that bad. I mean, I got both vaccines and it's not that bad. Yeah, you're an elitist little scum, fraud, coward. And because of little cowards like you, that's why I don't have my freedom. So the least you could do is shut up about being a little, caver, rather than walk around like, it's not that bad. I got my vaccines and I can do everything. I mean, everything's open for me. But I mean, it's like, go to hell. You think you're better than me? You think you're like above me because you got the vaccine? The least you could do is shut the hell up about it. I don't care if you're my best friend. I called out somebody on my podcast, if y'all remember, somebody that I like and respect by being, it's not that bad. But yeah, how many things have you done? 15 things that you've done because you had the vaccine? Yeah, it's not that bad. Yeah, it is bad for me because of cowards like you. Okay? So it is a little bit bad for me because of cowards like you. I get it's not that bad because you caved, because you're a little weak boy, okay? But tough boys like me, it is a little bit more difficult. I'm not complaining, but you ruined this country for me, fraud, So, all right, that's it. Off my chest. Had to get it off. I'm just, I don't let people treat me like subhuman, If you're black or you're white or you're whatever, you shouldn't allow somebody to treat you like lesser, right? Everybody deserves, in my opinion, the liberty, and if you're a legal, law-abiding citizen, to get not equal treatment of outcome, because you're not going to get to be everything you want all the time, but equal opportunity. So anybody that treats you like a lesser thing because you didn't get a Pfizer shot and they did, need to be called out. I'm not a second-tier citizen. I'm not below you. And I'll remind you at every turn of the way in case you forgot, because a lot of people do. They have this elitist mentality because they got 2 shots and they're like, it's not bad. I get to go everywhere. It's like, you're such a weakling. Let me see. Someone said, tell us how you really feel. I have this is what I feel very strongly about. It's like, I'm not going to call people out for getting the shot because I don't really care what you do with your body. But when 75 to 80% of people caving means now I lose access to travel, cruises, and some of my favorite things on Earth, now it's getting a little annoying. Oh, now you're also acting like an elitist scumbag over it? Yeah, now I'm going to say something, So I have no problem telling people how I really feel. But it's like people level up and I'm like, once it gets to level 3, my alarm goes off and I'm like, I got to tell you how I really, really feel. Now, someone said, that's what I figured. All right, I'm going to keep this a little short. I appreciate y'all so much. I think Patreon was down earlier, but I just want to let y'all know there's a few things that I do if people want extra stuff. 99.99% of stuff I do public. Yesterday I was on Jim Brewer, the Comedian's Podcast. It's going to be out tomorrow on his channel. I'll take a clip and put it here. But the 2 extra things that I do, if you join on facebook.com/anomalymusic and you're a supporter, I do secret live streams sometime for only supporters. And last one, I gave away 5 hats or 5 products. I don't even know what they chose, but I told them I'd give them for free. So on Facebook, if you're a supporter, I do secret live streams. We've probably done like 10, 12 in the last year or so. And I gave away lots of products the last one. That's a special thing. That's only $5. And then patreon.com/raretalk. I do secret podcasts that only people on Patreon can hear. There's 3 up so far. There's 2. And then there's one recent one that's like 45 minutes long. And also on Patreon, I read questions sometimes when I'll ask a question or say, what do you want me to talk about? I'll read them and then I'll do some publicly sometimes. So those are 2 things, but just a suggestion, just optional. I appreciate you guys so much. God bless you. And once again, I like to be nice. I don't like, especially people that I do respect in a lot of categories, but I draw a real hardline stance with my voice and my opinion. God bless everybody. We don't care who comes to America. It's not like I own the country or really have any say, but if you're going to flee another country, don't turn this into that country. Please learn your lesson. And if you don't learn your lesson and you try to bring it here and take us down with your bad mindset, it's like, it's got to be called out, because I'm not trying to turn into Canada. I'm not, right now I could travel outside of America because of conservatives and Republicans and libertarians. I'm not even talking about the politicians, but even they're better than Canada. I don't even like half of these losers, but they're better than Canada. Not good enough, but better. So it's like the only reason I'm semi a free human that I could leave the country is because of conservatives, Republicans, libertarians in America. You can't fly out of Canada because of your pathetic left-wing leadership and pathetic right-wing politicians that you have allowed, right? So I'm not letting you, Jordan Peterson or anyone, do that here. I'm not letting you take more stuff away. I've already had stuff taken away. I've already had vacations taken away and travel taken away and certain shows and things that I used to like to do. I'm already like a second-tier citizen in this country. There's no way in hell, bro. I don't care if you're 65 years old or 20 years old or 30 years old. If you have that much influence like Jordan Peterson, there's no way you're going to come to America and try to turn us into Canada, where I have dozens of friends that can't even fly out of the country because they didn't get 2 or 3 Pfizer shots. So zero chance I'm letting you do that to America, bucko. Okay, bucko? Learn a lesson, dude. God bless you guys. God bless you, Jordan, and your family. Have a beautiful day. But you're not doing that here, bro. Get over yourself. All right. Appreciate you guys.